on this episode of Inside the Epicenter.
When you look at the actual passage in which God tells Abram to take his only begotten son up to this particular mountain, Mount Moriah, in what we now know as Jerusalem, it's literally the Temple Mount. Yeah. That is where the temple later was built by Solomon and later refurbished before the time of Jesus in that exact spot. But what's interesting, the time frame is interesting. From the moment God says it, I'm asking you to do this, Abraham, to the moment that God says, okay, stop. You don't have to give up your only begotten son. I now see that you trust me, and I will have another sacrifice for you. 3 days.
Interesting.
The scriptures literally say it was a 3-day journey from that moment when God pronounced the death of the only begotten son of Abraham to essentially the resurrection, meaning you don't have to kill him. 3 days. Now, what's that signaling? Yeah. I mean, it's true in its own right, but it also signals that Jesus is God's only begotten son, that God asked Abraham to sacrifice his only begotten son, but then at the last minute said, no, you don't actually have to do it. But God did it for his only begotten son, that Jesus became the sacrifice. And from the moment he died until he was raised again, 3 days. And I just find that amazing. And there's so much richness in the story of Abraham.
To hear this full episode of Inside the Epicenter with Joel C. Rosenberg, look us up on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.